Hey guys, Esquire Codex checking in on ya, and I'm checking in Swapper as well. Goodness, it's a good game. I wish I could play it again for the first time, because it's a good game. Makes sense. Um, First, before I say anything else, do you ever wake up in the morning and it's where you wake up and then you're like, oh, I'm tired. I'm going to just close my eyes for a bit, and you fall asleep. But when you fall asleep, you have that dream that you've gotten up and you're like getting ready. Oh, I hate that so much. That's what happened to me this morning. And I almost slept through a test. Luckily, I only slept 20 minutes late, so I got there in time. But in my mind, I got up out of bed. I got in the shower, got out, started studying for my test on the way to class, and then I woke up for real. I hate when I have those dreams where you're getting ready, because then, okay, the worst part of getting up in the morning is just getting out of bed. Once you conquer that, and once you can get to the shower, that first initial tiredness and drogginess, that goes away. So if you can get there, it's all fine. But when you have a dream that you've done that, you have to go through that twice in the morning, because in your dream you go through that pain of waking up, getting out of bed, and you gotta do it all again when you wake up for real. Super disheartening when you do that. That's not even including the panic attack of realizing that you just slept longer than you thought you did. I don't know. Does that happen to you guys where you dream that you've gone ready? Make my dreams fantastical, not real life. I don't sleep and dream for the point of living my real, burdensome, laboring life. I want to live in a fantastical dream world, a Pandora of sorts. But all that aside, let's talk about some books. Silas Marner. I mentioned that I think a while ago, and good book, solid book. And why I like it so much is I think the best of any book I've read yet fulfills my theory for what a perfect book should be. I don't know. You guys can see if you agree with this. What I think of a perfect book is that it should involve a character, or even all the characters, but mostly the protagonist, who he never actually makes a bad decision, or he never has failures. Everything goes right for him. Well, first off bat, you say, oh, but that would just be boring. Everything goes right. That's like a kid's book. But thing is, the reader gets the impression that things could very easily go wrong, where it's like going up to the hill, everything's building up to the climax, and then at the climax, where a lot of times a character makes the wrong decision and consequences happen, as the reader you're lamenting, oh, why would you choose that character, why would you do that, that's stupid. But as it reaches that point in this perfect book, and he makes the right choice, and continues on. So as the reader, you get all the excitement of a possible wrong choice, of bad things happening, but you never have that aftermath agony of, oh, why would you do that? And you drive and you go through social anxiety of what the reader has, of what the character has done. And so my perfect book is a series of those choices continually, but the protagonist continually makes the right choice, and he's never really at fault, but is continually in the right. And Silas, in Silas Marner, I feel like did that most of the time. He almost always did the right thing. Sure, in the beginning he lauded, there we go. He lauded over his gold and very much idolized that. And I would say he's in the wrong of that, but it wasn't a wrong that affected anyone, or affected anyone negatively, or in a sense sense caused harm to others or himself. It just was him idolizing him and caused a distressful mental state. So that. But then when it comes to him choosing to keep the child, him raising her in such a good way, him just being a great father, him sticking up for her and not letting her be taken by her true father, that he just continually made the right choices in the last the last 3/4 of the book. And constantly, when those choices where you could either go bad or go wrong kept coming up, I'm like, this one's gonna make the wrong choice. Why are you gonna say this, Silas? But I never actually had that. I only had the build-up, the anxiety of that, because he continually made that right choice. And that fits pretty closely to my perfect book. The only thing I guess that would detract from that being my perfect book is not the most exciting material, I guess you could say. Sure, the protagonist, Silas, made the right choices continually, but not in the most dramatic fashion nor choices with the greatest consequence. But all in all, good book, and I'm happy that I found a book that matches that ideal book in my mind. What do you guys think about my ideal book? Did I explain what I meant by it? If not, maybe I'll try and enunciate what I mean better in another video if you think that. Well, I'm curious, what do you guys think would be the perfect book? What kind of story pattern do you feel creates the perfect reading experience for you as the reader? So if you let me know, hit a comment in the video. I will get this puzzle. I guarantee you. I will pass this level. So close. I've been staring at myself. I'm like, make the right choice. Hopefully you guys can see a second puzzle in this video. But you will. Then quickly, I'm reading 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea by Jules Verne. I read this. This was one of the first classics I ever read. I remember reading it on the way to a choir concert when I was in like 6th grade, and I was late to that choir concert, and I was super stressful because I needed a ride from my dad, of course. Couldn't drive at age 10 or whatever I was, so I needed a ride from my dad, and he was taking his jolly time, and so we left the house late, and I might get a C on this choir concert because I showed up late. That's what my teacher said, and I'm in the back freaking out. And then a train came. I distinctly remember we got stopped by a train. Nightmarish, but I was reading 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea at that time, and I got to the concert in time, so it's all good. Passed choir. Probably the biggest accomplishment of my life. That's not true. That is not true at all. Anybody can pass choir. Anyways, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea by Jules Verne. Good book. Still quite entertaining, quite interesting, I should say. But Jules Verne is super smart man. I mean, he would write about all these future technologies, and I mean, he was pretty spot on a lot of them. And also, what he has to do is extrapolate data from what he knows at his time and see what it would be like in the past. See, I passed this puzzle, I told y'all. And that's no easy thing to do. It's hard enough to be smart on the science of today, like of your own day, but then to extrapolate that and figure out what it's going to look like in the future, now that's tough. And he did that in 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea with the submarine, with the Nautilus. He did that in like almost all his books. And the thing is, he's written like close to 50. I mean, we only know about 6 of them, that are famous, but he's written almost 50. And he does that in a lot of them. I mean, that's a smart man to do that in so many different settings. Not only do it once for one particular thing, but in a bunch of different settings. I think he was really smart. I would love to talk to him, and I would love to read some nonfiction by him, which I think I'll look up, do that sometime. But anyways, guys, thanks for checking out. Got another swapper next time. Peace.